New year, new me, who are you, boy? If you're in my way, you better move, boy. I don't ever miss a cue like schoolboy. Ain't no telling what I'ma do, boy. Ha, 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 ha. I bet you thought you had me figured out, but nah, 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 nah. I'm way too unpredictable.
Hello, welcome to the Tech Disruptors podcast. There we go. Hi, welcome to the Tech Disruptors podcast. My name is Darren, and this is
Jason.
And I'm just pointing everywhere because I don't know where I am on your screen. It could be anywhere. So we are back another week, and what a week it's been. AI is just dominating the news every single day. Another story. And we're going to talk all about AI today, in particular about a company that we talked about like 2 weeks ago, who are trying to sell off their company because, quite simply, they realize it's ridiculous what they came up with.
Mm-hmm.
But there has been a lot going on in this week. So we've had a lot of new product releases. We've had lawsuits. We've had some bizarre behavior from our Tech Disruptors favorites, Apple. But a few weeks ago, we launched a brand new segment on the Tech Disruptors podcast where we frequent the greatest global marketplace that there is, eBay, for some of the most bizarre things that we can lay our hands on. Now, in my searching through the different categories on eBay, I stumbled across probably my favorite category of all time, just called weird stuff. And sure enough, the weird stuff category, I'm just going to share my screen so you can see here, is broken into 3 subcategories. Slightly unusual, totally bizarre, and really weird. So, Tuna, I'm going to let you choose. Where would you like to start this journey besides that very inappropriate beer fridge magnet?
I didn't even notice that till you said it. I'm really weird. Let's go really weird.
Let's go really weird. Okay, so I was...
I'll take really weird for 1,000.
Okay, I'm going to start with this one here.
Oh my God.
I think this one is fucking hilarious. Let's start with the testicle keyring.
Okay. It's not that weird.
Well, not that weird. I mean, it's probably a little bigger than yours and I's, but I mean, the testicle keyring is
it's tiny.
Joke and magic shop. Ironically located in the UK. So Dan, if you're listening, it might be close to you.
He probably has. I think he already has one of these keychains.
He already has one. I think it's actually his shop. If I'm
could
joking.
be. Yeah,
so this is a testicle keyring, a novelty pair of balls, a naughty, funny adult gift. Now $3.99, which is about $6 Canadian or like 5 cents US. Sounds like a pretty good deal. I mean, the shipping's higher than the actual product, which always makes me a little bit concerned, but that happens to be the case when you live in northern Canada.
No, I think a lot of these places do that to make a little extra cash. Like, oh, it's $4, but we're going to charge you $10 to ship it, kind of thing. So
I always love to read the descriptions.
Oh my God, solid resin.
So yeah, this rather grim-looking keyring is by far the most bollocks gift anyone could ever receive. Now, if you're not in the UK, the word bollocks means ridiculous or balls. Featuring a solid resin in bold for some reason, keyring that looks like a happy sack in all of its dangling glory. The perfect gift for any total penis in your life and a great secret Santa present.
What?
Who is giving a testicle keyring for a Christmas gift?
What do you mean? I gave 3 of those out this year.
Yeah, I know. And
you
only
didn't get
one
yours
of
in
them.
the mail?
No, I didn't. Weird. And only one of them had been in your mouth. It's okay. So testicle keyring, probably one of the most interesting things on this one. But let's just scroll down because there's a couple of things here. So I expected some of this stuff. Real Viking drinking horn, of course. Why not? Why wouldn't you?
Wind up sexy couple peep show. What the hell? What are we looking at?
So
Don't
I
even
wish
click on that.
I won't. I wish there was a video, but unfortunately there's not. But I think you might get the basic joke here.
Yeah. What a peep show.
This
I wanna
one
be
here,
part of.
I'm curious about this one.
Absolutely nothing.
I don't know what this
Hold
is.
on, go back up. See that red? One other person has this
Has
in
this
their
in
cart.
the cart. So this is located in Ontario, Canada. Actually, not
Go
far
figure.
from me in
Right there in-
Brantford.
of course, it's a Canadian.
Okay, so let's just take a guess here.
Jeez.
What is it?
Nothing.
I'm just going to go to the description. I have no idea. Unbelievable deal. Absolutely nothing. Just $2 with free worldwide shipping. Embrace the void. This revolutionary product allows you to attain true emptiness, liberating you from the shackles of material possessions. Our team has worked tirelessly to ensure you receive precisely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're charging, let me get this right, $2 with free shipping for absolutely nothing.
Do you think anybody actually? You know what? I'm not even.
You know
ask
what?
the
I'm going to
question.
buy it. I'm going to buy it right here, right now.
It's really going to be nothing. You know that, right?
But am I going to get an envelope? Am I going to get
No,
something
you
in the
won't get
mail?
anything. I guarantee you won't get anything
That's
except for the
just
receipt through eBay.
crazy.
But if you order, I would suggest taking your screen share.
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah.
Jimmy jacket.
Oh boy,
I've seen those before. That's not. Yeah.
Okay, so the Jimmy jacket. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the Jimmy jacket, this is kind of like a knitting scarf for your nether regions, I guess is a good way to put it. The one size fits most. Sorry, I didn't catch that until just now. Let me see if I can. Hang on, let me share the screen here. I just completely. There we go. The Jimmy jacket. One size fits most.
Well, I mean, in my case, it wouldn't fit.
You know, I don't know if you can see this on your screen. The magnified testimonials.
Oh, I love it.
Can you see them?
So
Okay.
It slips on nicely. But
Rod Johnson. But after having on for a good hour, my wiener started to get a little too warm. Good thing I had a fire extinguisher.
Oh,
Chuckle,
my
chuckle,
God.
chuckle. My husband, point blank, refuses to take this off, not even at bedtime. He's addicted to the sheer warmth, comfort, and support that this offers his package. That's from Eileen Dickens, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, these aren't real, by the way.
Well, how do you know?
Randy Wang. Really?
Randy Wang. I purchased
Albert
a Jimmy jacket
Maximus.
for my upcoming trip to the North Pole.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah,
It's a good idea.
right.
You don't get frostbite.
What's it
Ooh.
made of?
Go back up. They have alternate. Look at all the colors they have. Keep going up. Look. Oh, go down.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. That's a
Oh,
different
Peter
brand.
PJ. Oh, those are Peter PJs.
These
Those
are
different. I'm sorry.
PJs for your nether region.
Ooh, you can get the camouflage one and you disappear.
I know. Well, I mean, it's already hard enough to see, so I mean, you know,
Maybe
it's
for
sad,
you.
but-
I don't know. I don't mean.
But yeah, the whole premise of the Jimmy jacket is to winterize your wiener. Interesting. Let's just a couple more here. We'll just go through here. There's a lot
my
of dick
God.
things here. I think we finally found Jason's one here.
What does that say? Micro, small, mini. What the?
I'm gonna share
You know,
this.
those are
down.
probably those. What are they called? You know, when you have latex gloves. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Well, they have like ones just for individual fingers too. That's what those are. They put them in a package and relabel them.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. This thing is actually probably the funniest thing. I don't know if you can see what it says under condom size extra small. Can you see that, Jace? when just the tip is literally the whole thing.
Wow.
I love it. I mean, it's still a little bit big for me. But
Well, you know, it is what it is. I mean, you're still
micro, perfect for funny gift, party favors, or a Christmas stocking stuffer.
yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I don't remember getting those in my stockings as a kid. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I usually didn't.
You
get
know
that
what?
kind of stuff.
You know what I want to know? Okay, hang on. I'm just looking. Is there somewhere on this packaging, and it doesn't look like it from what I can see here, where it says "Do not use"?
Did you
like-
see it under important information?
But yeah, from back, I understand that, but it still doesn't say this will stop you from getting your girlfriend.
I
or
think
wife
the whole
pregnant.
reason why they say that don't say that is because no one is in their right mind going to use it, and if they do, they're stupid. But I mean, I guess people are.
I mean, look, different shapes and sizes, different folks. But we're just gonna one last one, just really quickly, as I was just kind of scrolling through here. There's a lot of weird shit here. I just want to. This is not even the worst. Remember, we're just looking at the really weird. We're not looking at the totally bizarre section.
Popeye Naughty Woohoo magnet? What the?
One-way
ticket to hell.
That's actually pretty impressive.
Now that's a stocking stuffer right there.
Yeah, just neon glow skulls, weird stickers. Oh, that's pretty interesting. A stress ball that's a pair of testicles. My wife would love that. I mean, usually she's using the real thing, but
might save
stickers. Well, that's exactly right.
Hunter Biden, where's my laptop?
My laptop.
Oh my. Why is I Love Barcelona in there? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know why that's in the weird section. I mean, I don't know.
Well, speaking of weird things, you know what you should look up?
Yes.
If the Humane AI pen is going, or Rabbit R1, what they're going for, and this is the
now
eBay.
That's okay. Let's do that live on screen.
This is the Canadian eBay version, correct?
Yes, I believe so. I think it does pull in the United States stuff too. So let's go Rabbit R1.
Oh, look at that. Top of the search. What?
Okay, so here is Rabbit
Canadian.
R1.
That's
Canadian dollars. So I mean, to give you some context, 478 CAD to USD, about 350 USD.
Okay,
is what
so
they're
it's about $50 markup.
Yep. Seems to be a bunch of them on here. Some that haven't even been opened, ironically. $650. Jesus. All right.
Now
there's a lot.
The Rabbit R1 hasn't been abandoned yet, and they are doing updates, and they are integrating the new Chat GPT in certain things. They were supposedly an update, and I haven't seen it on mine yet, but maybe it automatically updated when I wasn't paying.
Look at that one. Humane AI, first batch, almost $2,000.
Holy crap.
That's all there is for Humane AI, though.
Why is there some... there?
I don't know what all that is, but...
No, go down. What's that book?
Tips and Tricks, the updated user guide. Let's
it only has one page. Do not buy, please. That's your tip.
Don't know why you would need this.
So the reason why we brought this up kind of leads us into this whole, and there was an article in One Cut Reviews. There's a bunch of people saying, why do we need these devices? And Humane has come out saying, potentially, now it's reported, I don't know if it's true, I'm sure it is, that they're seeking a buyer. Now, you and me, and I think some other people have talked about this. We thought the whole reason they developed this was to get purchased, right?
Yes, yeah. That's the idea.
So let's say you're a consumer, and you put your $700 down for this and $25 a month, and you were a day one buyer, and you went through the trials and tribulations, and you're liking it, and all of a sudden you hear the company's selling.
Yeah.
Because you know what's going to happen to that product they sell. It's not going to be supported.
No, and I mean, so I don't really understand. So, okay, I knew this was coming.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being honest, like when it didn't launch to, streams of fanfare and tech people saying it's the greatest thing ever, it was destined to fail. Now
you're a tech guy, right?
Yeah, fair.
Let me ask you this: if Humane reached out to you and said, "Hey, do you want to try our product?" Just try it. You can't tell me you wouldn't at least try it, though, right?
Oh, 100% I would try it. I mean, I still think it's ridiculous. I think the concept of it is ridiculous.
I think it's a genuinely, like Captain Two Phones, he was like, the Star Trek thing. And I think it's a cool idea, having the laser. It's just, and it is a technological marvel. I mean, have that little bit of a laser in there. It's just,
it's pretty cool.
It failed.
I'll be honest with you. I almost feel like, and I've said this a lot of times, like my favorite feature on a lot of like modern smartphones is voice to text.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a screen. If they can advance the voice to text so far where I can just tap a button and give me the answer verbally, that's all I need.
Google's pretty close to that.
Yeah.
And the Rabbit R1's translation is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I was pretty impressed with that. But
Yeah.
I don't use it every day because most people I deal with speak English.
English,
I don't
yeah.
need to translate.
I think if you pulled that out in any business and you were talking to a customer and they were talking Spanish or something, for example, and you just held that up and said, hang on a second, I honestly think that would give you the weirdest look you've probably
I'll be
ever
honest. I
received.
stayed at a couple hotels, and my kids always leave crap behind. And
Yeah.
I go to the front desk, and they're like, "Hey, the cleaning people upstairs, go talk to them." So I go upstairs, and the cleaning guy, I think he spoke Spanish, maybe, I don't know. He didn't even hesitate. He pulled out his I think he had an iPhone or maybe he had a Google phone, and I pulled, and he starts saying, blah, 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 and then he let it play to me, and then I respond back, and at first I was going like, "Yes, I am." Look, but then it's so fluid now. But it was a phone.
Yeah.
It wasn't a humane or a rabbit.
So I think, and we've talked about this previously too, how I honestly think that this was just like an evolution step in AI. Like, we've already had it on phones for a while, but some companies thought, you know what, maybe a standalone device people can carry in their pocket, that for people that maybe don't want to use their smartphone all the time, it makes sense. I get it. Like that, that part of it works. I just don't think, and we talked about this last week, I don't think the execution is there. I just don't think it
In
works.
hardware, I think, I mean, obviously the Rabbit's a cheaper device, but it still seems pretty well built.
Yeah.
But you're right. I don't, and they could do, cell phones are known to come out, an update fixes some things. But generally those phones are workable.
Yes.
The Rabbit R1 wasn't terrible, but I feel like it's kind of stuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if I could say, hey, schedule me an Uber to pick me up here and take me here, and order me a DoorDash, so when I get home, it's there. That would be great, but it doesn't work like that yet.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, right? So they're basically saying, Humane, that they're trying to sell the company for somewhere between $750 million and $1 billion. Is it possibly worth that much money? It's only a year old.
Yeah, but do you remember Focals by North?
Yeah.
I almost bought a pair, but what happened to them? Google bought them, and they abandoned
killed
everything.
it. Yeah.
So I think they don't care what happens to the product. They just want the money. And there might be some value in there, but if all you're doing is taking ChatGPT and speaking it out loud on a speaker, what is your innovation there? Except for laser. But Google, you can't tell me Apple could not develop a better device with a better laser on it.
Well, look, I mean, we said from the beginning that the problem with the Humane is that it's too damn expensive. It's $700.
If it was half that, $350, $400, with no monthly subscription, or have a SIM card so we could put our own SIM in it.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that is. People say, well, it's sealed, it's better for bullshit.
Yeah, no, that doesn't
get an eSIM then.
Yeah.
I hate eSIM, but
yeah. Well, I mean, that's a United States thing. You guys are crazy. We have SIM cards
they're saying
Canada.
Worldwide. I just read an article.
Yeah,
that worldwide they're saying in the next 5 to 10 years, every phone will be eSIM. Now listen. And the carriers are going to sell them that way with the plan attached. It makes it harder for you to change.
Yeah, right.
Crap.
I just go back to iPhone.
No, I did do the Rabbit R1 translation.
Yeah,
from American to Canadian, and it struggled. Like it could not understand the Canadian language. I don't understand why.
I mean, we also struggle with why shit's so much more expensive here when we're literally right next door.
Yeah,
so
that is, I don't understand that. Is it got to be a makeup? Is it like a tax thing or?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't.
Well, you're not from Canada originally, correct?
Well, no, I'm not. But I mean, I'm not. I also don't try to understand how the Canadian economic system works because, to be honest with you, it's a fucking clown show here.
Let me ask you this. Anyway. So I have a girl I work with. She grew up in Canada and Michigan. And she said in Canada, they go to grades 13.
We used to.
Oh, okay.
So now it's you finish your grade 12. But they used to have like a additional year.
Yeah, like a college prep.
Year.
Yeah,
basically
college. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, they don't have that anymore. Not in the area I am. But I mean, maybe somewhere else in Canada they do. But I think it was just because kids were generally dumber back in the day. They needed a little bit extra schooling. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. I think it was just a government initiative.
I know we got off track there. I mentioned
Oh,
I'm
that's
what?
that's fair.
Canada?
It makes
13
sense. I know.
years in
Now, speaking of Humane,
Mhm.
another big company.
Wait, before you go, can
Yeah.
we pool our money from the vast amounts that we're earning from this live stream and purchase
Yeah.
Humane ourselves?
I was actually thinking that exact thing. I have
Hmm.
about 749 million. We can go
I
on
got
the
about
lower
50
end.
cents.
Yep, that's perfect. we'll lowball them. We'll see what happens.
We'll go for 75 cents.
Now, well, let me ask you this, right? So you're a company like Apple. You look at this drowning Humane company.
Nope.
Do you buy them?
Okay, well, it depends. If I'm Google, absolutely not, because I've got Gemini. I can
Yeah.
make that. The only thing you can buy them for is maybe patents. If they have a patent that you really want, and that's what the Humane is banking on. They spent millions, $100 million to develop this, and
Yeah.
they got patents for that. So that might be one reason. But Apple is a different story. They may want to purchase it for those patents and
Yes.
just for the AI in general. Google doesn't need
Yeah.
it. Honestly, I think Google's leaps and bounds. Even when the iOS 18 comes out, they're gonna act like it's, and all the Apple fans are gonna say it's the best thing since sliced
Yeah.
bread. But
and
I don't
then
think it's
forget
gonna
about
top.
it.
Well, it'd be
Yes.
interesting if they would have sided with Google and took their Gemini.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, there's no deal's been struck yet, as far as
They're
I know.
not gonna. You know damn well Apple's not gonna side with Google. They hate
See-
Google with a passion.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a funny feeling that they have to work together because of the search engine bullshit that they signed that agreement.
Okay,
with Google.
did you ever watch Mr. Who's the Boss?
Yes.
Did you ever see that article that, I don't know, he was doing a video and he showed a clip of where he was talking to two engineers from Apple
Mm.
and he pulled out
I
his
did see that.
S24 and they're like, what the hell? Like they threw a
Yeah.
big fit. I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
But that's the
World
way,
runs on Apple, man. That's the way that it is,
you say
unfortunately.
the world runs on Apple?
The world
No.
runs on Apple. Yeah.
United States does.
North,
That's it.
yeah, true. But I mean, market share wise, I mean, they're still holding on, right? I mean, I know
In the US,
in the
Android
US.
dominates in the world globally. The operating system, not,
Yes.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Well, let's pivot into Apple for a second. So we've been talking about some. sorry. No, was meant to spit it out there. We've been talking about Apple and some bizarre shit that they've been doing lately. Now, I want to rewind for a second because I think it might have been last week or the week before. We were talking about how they lowered the price on their base model iPad by $100. They took $100 off the base model price.
Mhm.
Unheard of. Apple doesn't discount things. Okay, I just want to make, so for those of you who are listening, this is not regular practice from Apple. They discontinue things and release a new model with new colors and say it's new. But
It's
they
like
don't.
Gucci saying, hey, we're going to release a new Gucci
That's exactly right.
whatever. And it's
Yeah.
going to be 50% off. Hell, never going to
No,
happen.
it doesn't happen in the world of Apple.
No.
So just this week, Apple has come out with this another bizarre decision. So I guess in a means to drive up sales for their latest iPhone, they've basically now offering higher trade-in values for old iPhones for only the next couple of weeks, apparently 2 weeks, according to Mark Gurman. So this is bizarre too. Apple doesn't flex or change the trade-in deals ever on iPhone
Can
trade-in.
you think of a company on the other side of the fence that always gives great trade-in deals upon new releases?
100%. Samsung, OnePlus, even they make great deals. I did a comparison today, so I was just curious about this. So I have an Apple Watch Ultra Gen 1. And I was like, okay, if I wanted to, curiosity, trade that in for a Apple Watch Ultra Gen 2,
Mhm.
how much would they give me? So let's take a guess. How much would they give me estimated for one Apple Watch Ultra Gen 1, 1 year old, flawless condition, everything works fine?
$275.
$185.
Are you kidding
Now-
me?
Now, okay, same story here. OnePlus, Apple Watch Ultra, traded in for their latest smartwatch or one of their smartphones. How much are they offering?
$200.
$480.
Hold on. But the new watch isn't even $480.
Exactly. But that's what they're offering as the trade-in value.
Well, when these do these trade-ins, people are like, wonder where the phones go.
Yeah.
They resell those to
Oh,
like
100%.
Gazelle and
Oh yeah.
they have Amazon Renewed, all those companies. They're making they're not losing any money.
No, but
they just made $480.
But that's a vast difference in trade-in value. Like we're talking about two very different companies.
And Apple does hold its value, which surprisingly they don't offer as good a trade-in. You'd be better off going and, well, not Swappa, but I mean eBay or anybody, Facebook Marketplace, and making more than that.
But even then, I mean, I think most of them in my area here are selling for around about the $450 to $500 for a Gen 1, which is not bad. I mean, the price here in Canada, I think, is $1,100 for the Apple Watch Ultra, which is high, pricey.
That is ridiculous for a watch.
But I just wanted to see, what the trade-in deal is here. So this is bizarre behavior from Apple.
It's not just so Samsung. We'll take them. So I have a Tab S8 that my daughter does not use anymore. So I went on Samsung's website and I was looking at the 9 Ultra.
Yes,
they are going to give me like $700 for that.
Wow,
which is great. So I'm like, well, shit. I'm gonna go look at the new Snapdragon Elite laptops. Guess how much they give me for the trade-in on the Tab S8 for the laptop? $120.
Oh boy!
Like bull crap. You're gonna give me $700 if I get your tablet, but only 120. It's because
it's the newest thing, right? But that's always how it works. But I don't know. I mean, this again is some bizarre behavior. Like they're basically saying for the next couple of weeks, started this Monday, that they would give you more value for what your previous iPhones were worth. I think that's a little bit weird personally, but it doesn't.
This is the tip of the iceberg. So
this is it. Yeah.
Well, behind this whole story is and you could probably go to Google and type in what's going on with Apple, The Verge, Business Weekly. I mean, everybody is talking. They're saying, is Tim Cook's time done? Tim Cook is a numbers guy.
Yes.
And he did, and people think he's terrible. No, he's not. They're worth 2 to 3 trillion, whatever, trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
But what they're saying is Apple's phones, tablets, and computers, all they are is iterative. Like the M4, it's a hell of a processor, but you release a brand new chip into an iPad that no one can do anything with.
Yeah.
And then they market it towards a niche creator market, not the general consumer who mostly going to use tablets to watch videos. You don't need an M4 to watch videos and play some games. You can use the M1 and keep the damn thing.
Well, I did read there was I forget who it was who posted on X. They were saying that now with the power of that M4 iPad Pro, you really, if you were a content creator, if you were somebody that was making YouTube videos or editing, you would really only need an iPhone and an iPad, and that would suffice.
Yeah, you're right. I know a lot of people that shoot their videos on Android or just phones, and what I'm saying is you can edit a video on an M1
100%.
Pro that's 2-3 years old. You don't need to buy the newest thing, and they're like, a lot of the features they touted weren't even available yet. Like, coming in the fall or coming next year. Yeah,
and I mean, look, I know we're not shitting on Apple. We have Apple devices.
Well, look,
we have
tech
phones.
disruptors. I do have an iPhone 15 Pro Max, but I shit on that.
So do I. Well, I mean, look, if we don't bring it to the people's attention, right? That's why this podcast exists. If we don't put this out in the world, then shit doesn't change. Case in point. Last week, we made fun of the fact that the 17.5 update was bringing back photos, largely inappropriate photos. Yep. It blew up. And what do you know? 17.51 drops 2 days ago, and it's magically fixed.
So Apple's struggling. Their walled garden's crumbling because of the EU. The Department of Justice is, hey, you can't be a monopoly anymore. You got to play nicely with everyone. RCS is not going to say, it's not going to save them.
No.
And unfortunately, I don't hate iOS or iPhone. I mean, or any Apple products. I've owned all of them and own some of them still. The problem with Apple is they were the ones that created the modern smartphone. And they've, in the last, at least the last 10 years, nothing's really changed.
No.
Name one big innovation they've released in the iPhone. iPhone is their bread and butter. It's 56% of their 50% of their income.
Well, here you go.
Well,
So-
being thinner is not an innovation.
well, so here's
So
the
let me
thing,
ask
right?
you
So
this. Innovation is this okay? This not don't worry about what phone it is, but is this
Yeah.
innovation that you can flip?
yes,
Is it less boring than a slab phone?
I would say so.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Apple's desperate. They're grasping for straws. So they're going to offer
Yeah.
you what more for your trade-in.
Yeah.
Now there's even hotter rumors of a foldable coming, a flip.
Yes. Yeah.
And now there's AI. They're like, oh, we need to stop just doing this. We're gonna. So they're jumping on all the stuff that every other like usual, and they're saying if Steve Jobs was still around, Apple might be in a totally different direction. Now that's
Yeah.
it's hard to say, but
But see, again, in this like trajectory of the last month here, so you've got higher trading deals, price drops, and now there's this crazy story out there that next year's iPhone is going to be as thin as.
no, wait, you're talking about not the 16, but the 17.
Yeah, sorry, coming down the line. Sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, the 2025. They're
2025,
saying
okay.
that it's going to be as thin as the iPad Pro,
Who
which is
cares?
crazy to me.
Here the thing is,
Like,
okay, thinness is great. With a tablet, it's not as bad. MKBHD did a video. His biggest thing was, if you would have just kept the same size, you could have fit a bigger battery in. Okay.
Mm.
But with a tablet, it's big. You're using both hands. With a
Yeah.
phone that thin, you're going to effing drop that all the time. The thinner the
Oh,
I don't understand what
100%.
they're. And,
I-
all they talked about at the iPad release was the thinness. Who gives a crap? That is
It's a
not
shit, yeah.
innovation.
I'm worried for
Sorry.
Jerry Rig Everything doing a torture test on this thinner device because I don't think it's going
Well,
to pass.
the iPad held up pretty well until he folded it to one side. But I mean,
Yeah,
Samsung would have done the same thing. I'm sure the Ultra video was the same. I don't know. I didn't watch that one, but
yeah. I mean, look, thinner doesn't always mean better, but you know what this reminds me of, and I just want to flash your mind back to
thinner does mean better. No, I'm just kidding.
well, 7 years ago, maybe. Now, you remember when the iPhone 6 and 6S Plus came out? Do you remember
Okay.
they were very thin, and people were putting them in their back pockets, and they were
They were
bending.
bending.
Now, are we going to see Bendgate
No.
all over again?
They will use the strongest nano micro titanium technology. That's not true titanium. It's just coated.
Yes. Because, I mean, look, the reality is thinner doesn't mean better. Okay? It just doesn't. And in the tech space,
Technologically speaking, engineering wise,
it looks
being
cool.
thinner is awesome.
Yeah.
But the consumer, like MKBHD showed the S9 Ultra.
yeah.
It's literally like a tenth of a millimeter
So thin. It's
thinner. Like
ridiculous.
it did it on purpose just to
Yeah.
edge out Samsung. It's like, what the hell are you doing?
I know.
And he even said, if you pick this up, you really couldn't tell that it's anything different than even the screens. The screen's good. Don't get them. It's a great, but it's not like it's the most innovative thing ever.
Do you know what? Do you want to know? I think there might be a drive behind this, and I think where the drive might be coming from is notoriously up until the iPhone 15, iPhones have always been quite weighty. Like they've been heavy devices, not
Yeah.
crazy heavy, but like a little bit heavier than the normal kind of thing, especially stainless steel and stuff. When the titanium version of the 15 Pro Max came out, people were like, "Oh, it's so much lighter. This is amazing. It feels great in the hand." I think they're
That's what she said.
mistaking. Yeah, I think they're mistaking comfort and feeling in the hand, especially weight, for thinness. I think
when I
the
think of
drive to
weighty-
bring the
Go ahead.
weight
Sorry.
down. Sorry, I was just going to say, I think the drive to bring the weight down is what's fueling this thinner push.
I don't know. When I pick up a phone that's hefty, I feel like it's quality.
Yes.
It's not too heavy.
Yeah.
But okay, weight and thinness are not innovations. That's not going to
No.
make the slab phone any more interesting.
No.
It takes a lot, and that's why I think Samsung took a leap with the first fold and the,
Yes.
and the flip. And yeah, they're out ungodly, and that's why, like I was telling you, this phone here, flip phones, I don't like them
Yeah.
because I feel like you have to
snap
open
in
them
half?
more. Well, you have to open them more to use them.
To use 'em,
The screen on
yeah.
this thing is tiny.
Yeah.
And you can't really do much with it, so you have to literally open it. And
Yeah.
that screen is a screen that folds. It's going to wear out. It's going to break down. It's not going to be durable. But
Yeah.
at least they're trying. Apple's
Yeah,
gonna
they're trying
wait.
something different.
And
Yeah.
Apple's notorious since Cook took over. Sit and wait.
Yeah.
But
Let's
what
see
have
what
they done
happens.
so far that's been successful?
I mean, the Vision Pro wasn't successful.
No, they dropped that. They dropped the Apple Car,
Yeah, the Apple Car fell out. Yeah.
and now they're like, "Oh shit, we're losing money. We need to start doing something." So they're grasping for straws. Now, they're not going away anytime soon.
No.
But
No.
people are comparing Apple now to them in the early '80s when they were almost bankrupt,
Yeah.
and then Steve Jobs came in and made the iMac and all the clear.
The desperation.
Kind of-
yeah.
Yeah. Well, so
Yeah.
we'll see. I don't want Apple to
But-
fail, but I want them to
No.
be knocked down a peg so they start challenging themselves to make better products. I
Yeah.
mean, not better, more innovative products.
Yes.
That's my idea.
And I mean, look, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I almost feel like you're watching a Super Bowl team. And you're a longtime fan of a city that hasn't won the Super Bowl in a while.
Which,
and
Cleveland
which
Browns.
is, yeah, fair. Yep. But what I'm getting at is, I think Apple is like, again, one good product or one Super Bowl away from again being that kind of, oh, they're so good. I think people can agree they haven't been great for the last couple of years. They've been
it
sufficient.
depends who you ask.
Exactly.
The
Yeah.
diehard fans aren't going to care what we're saying.
No,
Apple
exactly.
makes the best stuff.
Yeah.
You're right, but the last few stabs didn't work
Yeah.
out, and that's
They've-
what's alarming.
So the analogy I would use is that they've made it to the semifinals the last few tries. So it's been good, but not great. They didn't win the lot, but they're getting close.
So could you say that Apple's more like Google, where they're going to start throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks?
But that's what I would like them to try.
Me too.
Right?
People are
They've
like,
got
oh,
the
Google
money.
killed something else. You know what? Google's trying.
Yeah.
You never know unless you try.
Apple has the money. Like they could pump all of this money they have into their R&D and pull out something fucking
Let me
amazing.
ask you something. Apple
Yeah.
says, you know what? We're doing a total 360 or 180. We're
Yeah.
going to open iOS to any manufacturer. Could you imagine how fast Android would be abandoned?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Do you think that would happen? I don't know.
I mean, if it was other companies could make the hardware and the
Samsung could
software would
make-
be Apple.
Samsung could make an
Yeah.
iOS device and an Android device.
Yeah.
Whoa, that'd be crazy.
Oh my God. Yeah. What a world we would live in.
That would happen, but
I know. Wow. Now let's talk about a couple of companies that are kind of doing some pretty cool shit. So I actually brought this to your
these
attention.
are under the radar, right?
Under the radar. So this is shit
Yes.
that you had never heard about. But I brought this to your attention earlier today. So this
Mhm.
is the Daylight computer, the DC-1, which for the record has a fucking amazing name. I love that. It sounds like something
It
I want to
does.
use, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to show you the video.
That's e-ink.
This is
correct?
Daylight. It's not here to change your life. But it might change the way you think about screens. It's a tablet. But it's not like the others. The live paper display is different.
That looks good.
It moves. It flows. It feels almost alive. Like a magical piece of paper. Daylight doesn't scream for your attention. It's
I like the warm
quiet,
glow of the backlight.
Oh,
That's
me
too.
cool.
patient. It's there when you need it. But it doesn't beg to be used. It's a tool, not a master.
That dock is nice.
Huh.
It helps you focus, but it doesn't dictate your focus. It doesn't try to consume you. Daylight is just less. Less distraction, less addiction, less eye strain, less blue light. So you have more time, more focus, more room to breathe. If you want technology that feels a little bit more human, a bit less demanding, Daylight is here.
Honestly,
Right?
I want to
Right?
try it. I want to get one.
Okay, so here is my take on
So the
this.
company's called Daylight.
Daylight, yes, correct. So if you
So
go to the
Daylight,
website,
if you're listening,
Daylight Computer, yes.
send us one because we would love to try them out.
Okay, so let me explain my take on
If they're
this.
listening to us.
So
but-
you and I know that we have a secret love for the movie Her, which we've
Yes.
mentioned and got copyright infringed a number of times. I get very Her-ish vibes from this video here.
the voice.
Like, yes, the voice, the
Mhm.
glow, the subtle color
Well, let me
scheme
ask
that they
you something.
use.
So
Yeah.
they showed us a video, some article reading, but does it have apps? Does it have an operating system with
does.
apps? Okay,
So
that's the question. I
um,
didn't get to read the whole thing when you showed it to me earlier.
So
That's so
it's kind
cool
of
right
like an e-reader slash tablet slash laptop.
True. Yeah.
But there is app, so you can use it for reading, note taking, and writing. It is a live paper e-ink display, 60 frames per second, which is nice, very
That's
nice.
really good for e-ink.
But
There you
there
go.
is
There you
some
go.
apps you can already use. So there's Spotify, Notion, ChatGPT, Pocket, Kindle,
Audible, is that Audible or Kindle?
Audible, I believe. I'm just testing my app knowledge here.
I
Sorry.
know, me too. Kindle's down the
That's
okay.
pretty good. Like Spotify, especially, is pretty
Well,
good.
and this is one of those companies that it's a new device. It's not out yet. It's
Yeah.
pre-order only. Who knows what apps will add onto? Now, I'm not
Yes.
saying like Facebook and all that stuff because they want you to be just distant.
Yeah.
But like, does it integrate with Google Calendar? All that, then
Well-
you don't really know.
Well, so here's the thing, right? I would love it for it to just be a laptop with an e-ink display or a tablet with an e-ink display, and I can install the apps that I want.
There
'Cause I
are
haven't-
some tablets like that. There really
Yeah.
are, and
And-
they have color e-ink too.
Look
But
at the
but-
case.
Yeah, I know.
It looks
it's
like
pretty
a
cool.
fucking. It looks like a warm blanket. Like I
It's like
love
the,
this.
It reminds me of
whole
the
thing.
Google Fabric case, only better.
Yeah.
More like an Afghan.
So their vision here, and they said that they want to build a whole ecosystem. So I'm wondering if we're going to see a phone and maybe a smartwatch.
Well, they're getting ahead of themselves because we've seen so many
Maybe.
companies die and fail. But I'm very interested in this product, so
Yeah, 100%.
I'd like
It's
to see some
different-
reviews. How much is it?
100%.
What's the pre-order cost?
That's a really
$1
good
million?
question. I believe, and don't quote me on this, I think hang on,
$400,
somewhere-
$500 probably.
I think it's 729.
That's a lot of money though.
Now, okay, now keep in mind they are sold out. Batch 1 and batch 2 are sold out. So
Yeah,
we're
and
talking
it looks like you have to do a $100 deposit.
$100 deposit. You can do the $100 deposit for a 2025 release, but if you want it in the next batch is September.
September. That's not that
So
far off.
729. I'll be honest with you, it's an interesting proposition, especially if it comes
July
with the
4th,
case.
so they're going to be coming out in the next month or two.
Yeah,
Hmm.
100%. Yeah. So I did reach out to the company through One
nice.
Cut Reviews, and I basically said to them, "Hey, what do you think? Let's have a quick look. If we get it, I will put it on the podcast so we can kind of get a sense of
For
what's
sure.
going
I
on."
want to check this thing out. Yeah.
But listen, it's a cool proposition. I love the look. Like I love the minimalistic look. I love the keyboard. I love the
Hey,
stylus.
Daylight, forget what I said. I forgot he reached out to you.
Yeah, don't worry, we're good. We're good. But if you listen, Daylight, if you're listening, we would love to try this. This is the kind of tech we want to see.
It's
Stuff
different.
that makes it's different. It
Yes.
makes life easier, less distracted. And listen, if they are building an ecosystem, imagine an e-ink smartwatch. Just,
Well, we've had those.
yeah. We have, but imagine one that pairs
good
up
one.
with the laptop. A good one,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? It's definitely an interesting proposition. Now the other one that you brought to my attention earlier this week,
Which isn't really
was-
you
Yeah.
do, yeah.
I'll see if I can pull it up. Hang on.
So when I
this
brought
is-
it up, did you hear anything about it before that?
No, I hadn't.
Okay.
So sorry, I have to go through X to get to it. Give me 1 second.
Oh, here we go. No. Well, it's an Apple
You said it's a- yes.
device.
Yes.
So it is based on an Apple device. So the Apple fans will be happy. I just
Yes.
think it's an interesting concept. I really do.
So here is the device you were talking about, I believe. So this is called Cake.
What's it look like to you? A mini Rabbit R1.
It does, yes.
Doesn't it?
Now, okay, so the basic setup here for those of you who are interested, this is an Apple Watch accessory.
Mhm.
Now, it essentially turns your Apple Watch into a funky, colorful looking Rabbit R1 device. There are some information if you go to the About section here. So it's basically turning into a connectivity device without the distraction. Tends to be a theme of this year with a lot of tech. And there's a quote from Johnny Ive. It says, "When our tools are broken, we feel broken. And when somebody fixes one, we feel a tiny bit more whole." I don't know if they're allowed to use that quote, but sure. So everything your Apple Watch can do, just with a nice,
You see what it says? Touch grass.
Yes, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's basically what the R1 should be.
Yes.
Full color screen.
Yes.
Assistant that actually responds, be able to make calls and text messages, and tap to pay. So it's basically your watch
Yes.
in a box, which I think is a better way, anyways. And you could carry it with you. And I haven't seen too many videos on this yet. But I reached
There
out to
is
them.
a promotional video.
I didn't see the video.
Yeah, there's a video on the thing here. Let me hang on one second. It's
I mean,
frozen.
I tried to reach out to them, but I didn't get much back. It just be
So-
interesting to see if they.
This is the whole website's frozen on me. This is amazing. Here is the promotional video. Give me 1 second.
You know why? Oh, this is it. You're right. Yep.
Yeah. So this was the video they released on their website.
Yeah, look. And you know what's funny? When the video comes out, Darren disappears. Isn't that crazy? That's so weird. It's crazy. Every time the video comes on, you disappear.
And
Well, look,
yeah,
You have all the contacts. I got none. So maybe
Well-
reach out to Cake and ask them.
I will see if we can get our hands on thing. I actually think it's a cool idea.
Not for
if
me.
I'm
I
being
mean, they're not
honest.
going to listen to me, but
Do you have an Apple Watch? No, you don't, do you?
I do.
So, I'd have to buy you an Apple Watch. Is that what you're saying? Is that the shtick?
Well, you reach out with your contacts, and then
Right.
you would give
We'll
me
figure
a
out the
watch,
rest.
of course. I
Of
mean,
course, right. Yeah,
The
makes sense.
Canadian watches are so much better because they're more expensive.
This is actually a true story. Got a funny side note. So a couple of years ago, we were reviewing a Apple Watch accessory. It was a case that had a camera inbuilt, so you could use your Apple Watch and have like a front-facing camera for like video calling.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever
At
happened
the-
to that?
So, well, I don't know. Yeah, I think Apple probably bought them and sunk it, or Google. But at the time when their company reached out to me, I didn't have an Apple Watch. And I said to them, I'm like, look, we would absolutely love to cover this product, but we have a slight problem. We don't have an Apple Watch. 2 weeks later, I get a UPS notification. And it's like, you need to go pick up this from this location. And it was a location further away from my home, which is usually a bit strange. But I was curious. When I went to pick it up at UPS, there was an Apple Watch in the box. The company had sent an Apple Watch and the actual case itself to go along with it, which is not common in what we do and what I do and what you do. But it was nice to be able to kind of check it out.
Sure.
It worked very well. The camera was actually surprisingly good for a wrist-based device.
I heard about that, and I think the first two things I thought were battery life's going to die,
Yeah.
and what happened to it.
So what was I can't even remember what the company was called.
I couldn't.
now.
I don't know.
I don't remember. Wrist cam. Here we go. Sorry, it was this lovely thing.
So it may
here.
be out, maybe just not popular. I don't know.
I don't know the successfulness of this. I did the review and I did really.
Can you buy
really
it there
like
now?
You can buy it. Yeah, it's still available. You can click buy now. It's $417.
Is that Canadian?
No, that would be American dollars, my friend.
Hell no. That costs more than the watch itself.
Yeah.
What's it compatible with? Any Apple Watch? You only like the Apple 7.
No, you can choose what one you have, and there's colors and stuff too. But I mean, it was cool. I mean,
Is that 2 cameras or 1?
it's 2, one on the outside, one facing you.
Right. Take your selfies.
Um, but again, that's few and far between, right? Like there's sometimes some pretty cool products that come out.
I just bought 3 of them.
Oh, you bought 3 of them?
So I was wondering if you could send me a watch.
Yeah, no problem. I'll send you my Apple Watch Ultra, which has been sitting on my shelf for.
It probably doesn't work with the Ultra.
Yeah, yeah, I know. That's exactly right. Now, another really cool product release this week was from a company you may know called Sonos, and they've released their very first pair of headphones.
Now, do you own any of their stuff?
I don't, but I wish I did.
So
It's a
my
company
dad
that I
owns a
wish-
couple of their products, and I have a coworker who owns like these whole entire Dolby Atmos surround sound system.
Yes.
Which is God unlikely too much money. And
Yeah.
everyone I've known that has them swears by them.
Buy them. Yeah, it's kind of like Bose. So I swear
Yeah.
by Bose earphones. I
Or
love them.
Sony, I guess. In that respect.
Sony, at same
Yeah.
breath. That's exactly right. So they've released their brand new Ace headphones for pre-order. Now they're $5.99 in Canada. I think they're $4.99 in the US. Off the top of my head.
$450.
Yeah, $450. Of course, it's $150
No,
mark.
$45.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the Canadian dollar to the US dollar is basically like fucking pennies on the dollar. But there's some pretty cool technology that have gone into these. Now, I'm
The
gonna see if
biggest thing
can-
I like about it is if you have a Sonos surround system, you can click
Yes.
a button and the surround sound. They say I haven't heard it yet, obviously.
Yeah.
But it sounds really good on your head. So, but for me, who likes to watch movies at night when my kids are sleeping, this
Yeah.
would be amazing. I could put these things on and still enjoy a good surround sound product. My question is, do you have to have the speakers to enjoy the surround sound?
I would imagine no. I mean, man, this is their first pair of headphones. They're
Well-
competing. They're high-end headphones.
They are, but they said from what I watched the video and they said that the surround sound portion of that works off the Wi-Fi connection with Sonos speakers.
Right. So maybe
So if you don't
need to
have any, would it
both.
work? This is a question.
Good
I
question.
thought of.
I mean, I don't know. I'm curious about it because I think if there's a company that could probably do headphones right,
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
company like these guys who have been doing it for a number of years.
What about
making
Dyson?
Amazing. Well, I mean, the Dyson ones were a whole other thing.
I still have mine somewhere. I
I
don't know
know.
where they went.
It was like an experiment. I would love to see
No,
you wear
listen. Yeah, I need to wear them next time with
the mask.
um. So, have you reached out to them?
I have.
Okay.
I haven't
Oh,
heard back from them,
damn
but
it.
that doesn't surprise me.
Is there any
Um,
company you haven't reached out to?
I've reached out to every company. Every company. I that's what we do here.
Have you reached out to Trump's company?
No, I haven't.
He was
but-
selling a Bible recently.
Oh, I
right?
saw that. Yes.
Yeah,
I
did
saw
you
that.
happen to get your hands on a review model of that?
No, I mean, I'm worried if I get the Bible and I was to shine a black light on it, it might be quite used. So,
But this is something I definitely interested in. But it's very Apple-esque. Wouldn't you agree?
it looks exactly like the Apple.
I'm not saying look-wise. If you watch, I think The Verge,
Yeah.
like, everything's the cups are magnetic. But I mean, how innovative can you really be on headphones?
Well,
Really?
okay, so here's the product spec sheet at the top here. So you've got spatial audio, active noise cancellation, lossless audio, Dolby Atmos, 30-hour battery life, head tracking technology, rapid charging, wear detection, and it works with both Apple and Android devices. Now, that's a pretty good product list of like
Hey,
features.
can I show you something real quick? Let me
go.
share my screen here.
Yeah, hang on. I'll stop sharing. There you go. This better not be a Mac and Me video. I'm going to
Nope.
lose my mind.
Now look at the price here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
they
fair.
don't look. It does not look half bad. You know.
They look good. It's a good setup.
Now,
like it's a
lossless
nice.
audio. I kind of have. So I got that Moondrop phone.
Yes.
It's a digital audio player DAP. It's
Yep.
got DAX. But the only way from what I've read, is the only way to get real true lossless music is to have a wire.
Wire. Yeah.
This is a 4.4 balanced. I don't know all the stuff about audiophile stuff. And
Yeah.
it sounds amazing with the right headphones. But when you do Bluetooth, there's something lost in the Bluetooth transition.
as
I mean,
good.
they can have high quality, but it says lossless audio,
audio,
which
yeah.
I think Apple has, and so does obviously Tidal and Spotify.
Some of the more expensive high-end headphones and earphones are going to have this, right? That's the basic setup here.
This is the key
But-
right here.
Well, I mean, how does it how does that compare with the Pro Max? What's those headphones called? The Max something or other, the Apple one.
The
Price-wise, is it
apples.
about this? Yeah,
I think if you're an
because in
Apple
Canada,
person,
it's expensive.
if you're an Apple person, you don't give a crap about these. I'll be
No.
honest.
Yeah, I know it's a shame, right?
It is a shame, and that's why I'm so upset with iPhone. Like, I mean, there's Samsung nights and there's Pixel nights, but like you're an
Yeah.
Android user generally, right?
Yeah.
And so but I like to try everything.
Yes.
But when you're a diehard Apple fan, you're like, F everything else, I'm done.
Well, look, I mean, I like to think of
Oh.
ourselves as being very versatile and
Me
and you know, at the head of the technology news pack.
Mhm.
Now, last week, we were talking about OpenAI and their amazing innovations they had just created. And we showed a video of I think it's one of the creators interacting with the OpenAI. Let's see if I can find that video quickly. Kind of showing what it can do. So here is the video.
It's
Really
Mac and
quickly.
me. I gotta clear you out of here.
No, it's not. It's not Mac and me, I promise. So here is one of the videos from they released last week.
Try something new. I'm going to let you talk to another AI. This
Hold on,
AI is going
pause
to be
real
able to
quick.
see the world.
Yeah.
It's going to have a
Is
camera.
this the Chat GPT app that's out now?
I don't think so. This is it might be. I have no idea actually. I don't know if it's come out or not yet. But
Okay.
I just want you to hear. I want you to listen to the voice. I'll come back to that in a second.
I know. What you're
yeah,
getting at here.
yeah.
Okay.
I'll be holding it, and so you can direct it, you can direct me to ask questions about whatever you want them to do, but really try to figure out what does it see and ask questions appropriately. How does that sound?
Well. Just when I thought things couldn't get any more interesting. Talking to another AI that can see the world? This sounds like a plot twist in the AI universe. All right, let's do this.
All
I'm
right,
ready to
please
meet the...
pause for 1 moment.
You got it?
Okay.
That's so
Now
weird.
that first AI can't hear
It's so fucking creepy that it talks back. Now, last week we talked about how that voice sounded exactly or almost very similar to.
Pretty similar.
I think everybody's dream AI voice would be Scarlett Johansson's voice, like in the movie Her. So OpenAI is being has a lawsuit from Scarlett Johansson's people saying that it sounds a little bit too much like her and her voice. And basically, OpenAI has come out and said, "Oh shit! Well, we didn't mean it to be like that. We just wanted it to be a friendly voice, and it's not actually Scarlett Johansson's voice. It's
It probably isn't, but it sounds very similar.
yeah, I think they just found a voice actress who probably sounds a lot like her. But I'll be honest with you, Scarlett Johansson had the perfect fucking opportunity here. She should have been like, "You want to use my voice? Give me $400 million."
Well, she's suing.
Yeah, so she should
Or-
have just been,
No, she said, okay, how about you just have me record
yeah,
and give me a royalty?
royalty,
per,
yeah.
per unit or per
Because
advertisement.
if they
whatever.
sell Apple, fuck me, she wouldn't have to work for the rest of her life.
Well, I mean, when's the last movie she's been in since Black Widow? No,
I know,
I'm
yeah.
just kidding. I'm just
Been a
kidding.
while.
I'm kidding.
But so anyway, OpenAI has come out and said, sorry, we were trying to just make a natural sounding voice. It happens to sound a little bit like
Do
Scarlett.
you think she has grounds to win this? Really?
Maybe.
How are you going to
I
prove
mean-
it? Unless ChatGPT has like email strings where like, hey, Scarlett Johansson's voice, let's use that. I mean, that's the only smoking gun they're going to have.
Now, okay, now you got to remember there's a bit of history here though. So if you remember the company Sky,
Mhm.
and they had a voice assistant, she sued them because of the likeness of her voice being used without permission, and she won.
But
So-
we lost because I want my voice assistant to sound like Scarlett Johansson. I don't.
So do
understand.
I. So okay, so let me
We're
ask you
losing
this.
here.
So you remember when you used to have like old school GPS systems in your car?
Yes.
And you used to be able to download celebrity voices like Morgan Freeman
Yep.
and Barack Obama. What's the fucking difference?
Well, they're getting paid. She's
Well,
not.
maybe, yeah. But see, and this is what I'm saying, right? If Scarlett Johansson was smart, she would have been like, okay, you know what? People obviously like the movie. They like her voice. They like the timbre of her
Hold on.
voice.
You got it. You can't imply she's not smart. I mean, it's Scarlett Johansson. I don't care.
I mean,
if
she's
smart.
blonde. So, I
No,
mean,
whoa!
I'm joking. I don't want to get a
I
lawsuit.
know.
We love you, Scarlett. But I don't know. It just seems like a missed opportunity, right? Like, obviously, and we talked about this, I think everybody's dream AI assistant is to be like the one in that movie, which is
Well,
very intuitive, smart.
So Scarlett Johansson's married to Colin Joust on Saturday Night
Yes.
Live, right?
Yeah.
So is he allowed to make jokes and Weekend Update about about this?
Well,
Or is he
right?
sleeping on the couch?
I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't think the voice sounds like her that much. I think the friendliness of her voice maybe sounds a bit like the one in the movie.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, so after we talked before the show,
Yeah.
when you play that, I don't hear that much of Scarlett, but I guess it depends on what role she's in.
Well, that's it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me give you another example really quickly, and then we'll see if we can make an informed judgment here. So here is
This is
another
it.
clip.
Well, hold on. If we decide that's not
Yeah,
exact
the
match,
lawsuit's
the
over.
lawsuit is dropped. It's over. We
Okay,
are
so-
illegal here.
Here we go, right?
I'm here. What's up?
Hey, let's have some fun. I'd like you to be super sarcastic. Everything you say from now on is just gonna be dripping in sarcasm. How does that sound?
Oh, that sounds just amazing. Being sarcastic all the time isn't exhausting or anything. I'm so excited for this. Nope, the sarcasm. Let's get this party started, or whatever.
Now, okay.
I don't hear it.
The last word
Yep,
there,
yes,
the
yes.
whatever, I went,
But here's the problem. We've talked about this before. You
Yeah.
go into a showroom on Best Buy looking for the best TV. You're going to see differences, right? Because they're all
Yeah.
over the place.
Yeah.
If you had never told me that was Scarlett Johansson's voice,
You never would have known.
I probably wouldn't have picked up on it.
Yeah.
But in the world we live in now, one person picked up on that and it
Yeah.
went out.
And that's
Sad.
it. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Scarlett Johansson, if you're listening and you pick it up on our podcast, and I know when you wake up tomorrow morning and your, chef is making you breakfast and your husband's massaging your shoulders and you're like, what's a good podcast to listen to? And you're like, the Tech Disruptors podcast.
Right, right.
Just give them permission. Take a royalty, record some shit for them, let them clone your voice. I don't give a fuck. Because if my Google Assistant or my assistant on my phone sounds like you, that's going to be a good day as far as
Hey,
I'm concerned.
I got the solution for Apple's woes. They
Yeah.
buy ChatGPT and they make it Scarlett Johansson's
Yeah.
voice. Well,
Hire her.
at least on the male side, they're going to make
Yeah.
huge profits. I mean,
100%.
on
they're
the
not.
female side, Justin Timberlake, or
Maybe,
he's
yeah,
getting
yeah,
older now though.
yeah.
Someone who I don't know who's.
I mean,
hot
there's
trending now.
us. We're available. We don't charge much.
I can't.
Like,
I've already got a royalty deal with somebody else. Sorry.
right. Fair enough. Yeah. He's actually the voice of OnlyFans. He does all the narration. The speech to text.
narration.
Yeah, the narration. Yeah.
Now
Oh
I'm not
yes,
even start.
baby. Okay. Anyway, on that note,
Wow, that's a great note to end on right there.
that brings us to the end of the Tech Disruptors podcast. My name's Darren, and this is.
Jason.
And we are live once a week on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. We would love to have you live and like and subscribe. And we would love to have you live. Feel free to join the chat and say hi next time we're on. But if you would like to join us, be a guest on our show, please reach out to us. We are on X. We are on YouTube. Leave us a comment. Say how much you think Jason looks like Jason Statham. And that would be amazing. But thank you very much for joining us, and we will catch you guys on the next show. Peace.